9th annual Major Indoor Soccer League All-Star Game. Here at the half, the West leads by a score of 6-2. This is the big game. This is really showtime, Seamus. But yesterday, we saw some great stuff, and we're going to share some of that with you. It was called the Metropolitan Life Star Shot Competition. The winners got prizes, cash prizes of $5,000 and a free trip for their coach, and we'll tell you how that worked. It was basically as much flair as you could use, similar to the slam dunk competition in the NBA. 2 players on each team, and we'll take a look at the action now. You're allowed to use your hands, 1 touch on the ball, but look at this. It looked like pro wrestling for a second there.
Well, this league has never been known for a lack of innovation, and here's the latest idea. As these 2 players are going to combine and keep the ball going as much as possible, and then set up a spectacular shooting opportunity. These players, look at this, nice little backhead trap there, and then the flick forward, and then the forward roll, flip it up and sets it up for the scissors, bang, and it's in the net.
That's Scott Bell of the Sidekicks who made that kick, and he was helped out by teammate Mark Carlin.
Well,
Mark Lucas, I'm sorry.
Look at that little touch by Hermes. These 2 players really got into the spirit of this thing. Doherty and Hermes, they really thought about this. They thought a lot about it. Ron Newman, of course, took all the credit as usual. But there you see a finishing volley. Very nice timing between those 2 players, I must say. And that ball has got to drop just right for Hermes to make that shot.
They call this group the Yugo Duo, and it's actually Ziggy Zigante, the goalkeeper. Watch his skill. And number 16, Mickey Karavich. This is a goalkeeper doing this. And his impression of a seal. And close your eyes if you don't want to look at this. Do not practice this at home, Seamus. It's a dangerous stunt, but they got away with it. And actually, that got the crowd really excited. And it looked like the Yugo Duo, as they call themselves, were off and running. And then it was Kansas City. Kia actually steals the show.
This is a great duo, too, here. They really have enormous skills. Look at Kia. Kia is a tiny guy, but look at this. He's able to dive over the top of Ronfed. And now look at this foot trap. They're able to grab the ball between his legs and give it back several times. And then that little back flip. And finally, he'll head forward. And, of course, inevitably, the scissors kick into the net. So very creative stuff there by Kansas City.
Especially since Runfed had only about 20 minutes to prepare for that. He was a late addition for Chris Hundelt, who was injured. Daryl Duran and Paulie Garcia of the St. Louis Steamers will try to get something going. This was opening round competition.
You'll see some heading combination here, but also Duran decides to use his shoulder. There's the right shoulder and the left shoulder. And it comes back to Garcia, but they do very well keeping this ball up between them, not letting it hit the ground, and eventually setting up their chance for goal. Looks like they might have lost it there, but they got it back. Keep it going very nicely, and the inevitable scissors, of course. The spectacular finish that I suppose is the closest thing to the Michael Jordan effect.
Then we went on to the finals, and the duo of Juan Hermes and Paul Dougherty, they call themselves the Odd Couple Flippers, and we're going to see something spectacular at the end of this.
Well, that was a great start by Dougherty. Of course, he's all of 5'2", and Hermes has got tremendous leg strength, as you can see in his trunk there, and this is why he needs it. You don't do this with Stamenkovic, but you can with Dougherty. Look at this finish now. We're off the glass, and the header. Great creativity there.
The amazing thing is he avoids a concussion by not hitting the goalpost, but he shows a celebration. Actually, one of the reasons why this thing worked was because of the charisma of a Hermes and a Dougherty. They were jumping on the glass. They were encouraging the fans to participate in it, and it was a first-time deal set up by Claudia Best of the Stars. No one knew how it was going to work, but the crowd seemed to enjoy it.
Well, it was so good, it's worth looking at again. That's a great start from Dougherty. You're quite right, JP. He really got into the spirit of things, and we're talking with him today at the media game, and he's still chatting about it. Of course, he got a very nice prize for himself, but look at this. Very good control. That's not easy to do, even without a guy in your back, even a guy as little as Paul Dougherty. And we'll take one more look at the finish here, as Dougherty sets it up by putting it up in the air first to give him the chance to jump up on the neck there of Hermes. The ball comes down, and Hermes now is juggling the ball with those fabulously strong thighs of his. And eventually the header goes in goal. And a very fine finish. Well, those 2 guys stole the show, but they also managed to steal a little bit of the media game today as they came out to do their thing in what was supposed to be the press's affair, but they came and had some fun. These guys had some fun too. Kansas City actually had gone before San Diego, but this was their final attempt. Some very nice creativity here too. And the final volley of the goal, that got him close to first place, but not close enough, as indeed the victory was taken very nicely by the San Diego duo. And they won the first prize in this Star Shot competition. Well, that was some of the excitement here we saw last night. And well, we'll take one more look at that little piece of dribbling there on the head, looking very much like the seal in the zoo. And the final volley, which everybody loves to see for Kansas City. Look at this. Want to try this sometime? Why not? Look at that. Very good trap, though, by Kia. Holding that ball, he's keeping his balance. And you'll see him put the volley in. Now watch his head after he makes this. He really comes down very hard. Goes behind, turns around, really crashes to the ground. And that really does smart a little bit, but he likes it. And the winners, nonetheless, were San Diego with Doherty and Hermes. They'll pick up $5,000 for the MetLife Star Shoot winners, the first ones. And their coach also, by the way, gets a free trip somewhere. We're back now. We're going to be talking with the commissioner of the Major Indoor Soccer League, Bill Kentling, who is here, of course, for the game and many other things too. Lots of meetings going on. Any interesting developments out of those meetings today, Bill?
Oh, I think the most interesting development's been in the first half of the game that you and JP have called. A large and enthusiastic crowd seeing great players. That's what this thing is really all about.
Well, this is now the 9th time you've done this. Obviously, you learn a little bit more each year, but I was just remarking to JP that the skill level is so good at the offense now that it's almost impossible to play a defensive all-star game.
I agree. I think it's an accurate assessment. Even though we have the best goalkeepers and the best defenders here, it is a sport that is very difficult to defend at this skill level.
But you're impressed by the goalkeeping nonetheless, even though poor Chris Vaccaro had a bit of a tough time.
Well, poor Chris Vaccaro could still wind up being on a team that's in the playoffs and into the championship series. Yeah, I think he was victimized a couple of times early. But some of those shots, 3 goalkeepers couldn't have stopped if they had been in there, Seamus. The skill level of the offensive players, as you've already said, is beyond belief.
Right. Well, that's very much indeed the way we see it, too. A very impressive game for the offensive side, certainly, and a very impressive bunch of players. Bill Kentling, thank you very much for joining us. Now back to you, JP.
Thank you very much, Seamus, and congratulations, Commissioner, for helping with putting on this great All-Star Classic. A look at the scoring leaders tonight. If you're thinking ahead of our Metropolitan Life players of the game or our Budweiser MVP, here's a couple of Eastern candidates, Byrne and Marinaro. Burns finished off 2 of Marinaro's passes. On the other side, Preki a couple of goals, Mitchell 2, Clavillo a goal and an assist. Borja 1 goal and 1 assist, and if you missed out earlier when there was some talk about giving Jungle an assist after he made a fine chase of Chris Vaccaro and forced a giveaway, they did not give it to him. He did not touch that ball. Yes, he did put pressure on, but he did not get a piece of that ball, so no assist was given out. So Jungle on the night has just the 1 assist. Second half begins with new goalkeepers on each side. We'll get a look at them when we can. On the right side, the East on the attack. They'll be going up against Mike Dowler of the Tacoma Stars, who leads the league in saves, games played, games started, minutes played, and tied with Vaccaro and Lettieri for wins. And on the opposite side, Chris Sobieski, who started 2 previous All-Star games, including last year in LA. Stankovic feeds Jungle, the captain of the West. Off the board, Sobieski got that, and a piece of Mike Stankovic. What a way to start the game for Sobieski. He may be looking for some aspirin right away. He took quite a wallop from Stankovic coming in, and he's not even warmed up too much.
Well, a little bit of a combination here between the Yugoslavian duo of Stankovic and Jungle. Jungle going to the corner and placing the ball across off the wall, and a good dive by Sobieski, who must do that, must play the wall that way. And Stankovic can't quite hold up there. You know that players don't want to hurt each other in this game, for sure.
Nope,
not especially that they necessarily want to hurt them in any game, but you don't want to hurt goalkeepers. There you see Chris Sobieski. He does not have that impressive a win and loss record this year with Dallas, but I think he's been victimized by some unhappy play on the road by Dallas, where they've not scored a lot of goals, and he has been tremendous. And the players around the league recognize this, and they voted him this all-star spot.
And there's Mike Dowler, who until this last game against Cleveland, when Paul Dolan started, he had started every game previous this season for the Tacoma Stars. Career saves 2,484 with Wichita. That's where he started his career. Came here as a free agent, then was injured and missed a good part of last season, but came up very strong in the playoffs. And they used to call him Iron Mike in Wichita. They're starting to call him to Sobieski, who was in goal when Dallas won the championship a year ago. Right side it comes now. Savage up for Heinz Wirtz. Looking on the right side, they try to spring Kinsey. Chris White there sends it back to Dowler, with Allen giving him the chase. Now it's Rundved to Stankovic. 13:50 to go in this, the third quarter. The 9th annual MISL All-Star Game. Here they did not play one in the first season. Preki getting around one player, but now Sobieski knocks it away. Sobieski so adept with his feet. And we may see some of those foot skills before the night is over. Craig Allen putting it in a space. A good run from Savage, but Stankovic is back. Savage from the blast, taken away by his ex-Baltimore teammate. Up for Rasmussen. Knocked ahead, and over all three lines it'll go in the air, so it'll come back to the first red line that it passed over, and it'll be sorry. And a foul is going to be called. And let's see, to bring it back about 6 or 7 feet. First foul on the West. Haskavy lays it off on the left side. Chinapu off the boards, takes a good bounce for the West, and here they come. This could be a 3-on-2, but Mitchell's pass blocked smartly by Kai Haskavy. And now it's Clavio getting it back for the West. Finds Preki open on the left wing against Armstrong. Preki to the outside, takes the shot off the post. Nice move as he faked inside and then went outside. Wandering off Morrow, cleared out all the way back to midfield. Neil Megson, an original star, along with Gary Heel and Ralph Black. Ball played in now to Mitchell with a couple of goals already for Segota. Broken up. Armstrong takes it. Boy, Mitchell making up for previous by the players in voting. He could have made this squad in years past. But he finally got that recognition, and he scored twice. One with a second to go. Actually, probably a split second to go, although it's called at 14:59 at the end of the second quarter. Armstrong blocked on the play by Rick Davis. Armstrong with another crack, perhaps. He'll leave it off for Byrne. Now it's Richard Chinapu holding. Plays in the box. Marinaro trying to shield. Now the nice turnaround. Good save. Mike Dollar with the right foot. With any luck, that's a 6-3 game. West colliding with one another. Now Megson gets it free, and now it's played back to Dowler. Good job by Marinaro in being able to keep that ball away from a defender. Turn and shoot.
Very impressive. That's something that they may want to do again, because if he can set up shop in the penalty area like that and turn quite so well on a defender, then that's maybe something they ought to try to go to a bit more often.
Steve Jungle picked up by Chinapu. Left side it comes to Megson. Looking for the running Segota. Back against him. Bronco cuts to the middle. Tackle away. Off a touch. Jungle will get it back. Always around that ball. Now it's to Daryl Duran of the Steamers. Right side. Quick shot. Nice save. Sobieski robs Kim Rundved. And now on the right side it's Victor Moreland. Sobieski's teammate Alice to Lawson. Another side. Now it's Heinz Wirtz. He's got Marhetic and Byrne up there with him as well. The David Byrne goals 27 seconds apart. We're 3 seconds away from tying a record. Stan Stamenkovic in '83 scored 2 goals 24 seconds apart. Segota the other way. On the run, left side, 1 against 3. Segota tries to come back. Jungle, ex-mates in San Diego for years, a few years.
You don't get by Victor Moreland that easily. Victor in there with a very strong tackle.
Even in an all-star game, you really don't get by him that easily. Here's a Marhetic play off the boards, but Tata couldn't find it. Durant can. He'll lift it ahead for Crow if he can get this and settle it. It could be 2-on-1. Now 3-on-2. Played it for Jungle. On the board. Dowler up the middle for Borja. Knocked away by Heinz Wirtz, but right to Stankovic. Left side, Kevin Crow. Crow leading for Borja, getting behind Wirtz. Chico has to settle the shot, save, rebound. Now Borja will get another crack. Good save by Sobieski. Out to Jungle. Shot blocked in. Third out. Kevin Smith to Marhetic. He and Tata take it 2-on-3. Pato to the outside. Played it in traffic. Settled by Kevin Smith. Top of the arc. In for Pato. Give and go. Knocked away nicely Stankovic. Here's a quick shot wide of the net. Pato can't find it. It was a good try by Savage downtown. Now the game opens a little bit as it's played back to Dowler. A 6 lead. The only goals the East had came 27 seconds apart. And even though the West with a big lead and momentum, that last goal could turn out to be a killer by Mitchell with a second to go in the half. We'll see who gets the next one. See if that point may be relevant or not. Now Steele over the line. Kick it back. Pick it up. Nice defense. Very good. Long road. Here's Jungle from Dowler. Jungle in the corner against Savage. Jungle getting by for the moment. Plays it in the box. You want to run the Jungle. Big goal! Steve Jungle! 7-2, the West. Put that one on the highlight.
Well, by Jungle fall down, still managed to get his left leg up and volley that home. That's got to be a candidate for the league's play of the game, I would think. That and maybe the spectacular effort by Borja early on in the game from Rick Davis.
So Steve Jungle will get for the goal. A very number 7 West command 5-goal lead.
Well, you're the kind of man that likes to do things your own way, and you can bet it's right when you get through. Ooh, there's a beer that always gets by. This bud's for you. Oh, you do. This bud's for you.
Steve Jungle, who leads the MISL in, well, you category, he leads it, gets well-deserved liquid refreshment break as he well.
Well, he batted this one too, gets away from Sage and from Haskavy. And look at these, still get that one. He's not on the ground, but he has to get the inside of his left foot around that one to knock it into the far corner after Ronfed had done some good work too. But it was all Jungle all the way. Probably maybe somebody had a in there too. What a finish by Jungle to that opportunity.
So the player of the decade gets his career 12th All-Star goal. He's played in 7 of the previous 8 All-Star games, and you can't fault him for missing the other one. He was in the league that year. He was playing in the North American Soccer League. He leads all players in appearances in this All-Star. Ball played out to King. East down by 5 again. For Kinsey, a good shot and a nice save. Dowler so quick on the trigger. A long Dowler throw, and Chinapa was back. Rasmussen was behind him. Here's Davis over the line, 3-on-3. Davis of the Tacoma Stars leaves it off for Rasmussen. Toward the arc is by Chinapa. Now it is played on the far side. Blitz 2 players, still with it. Back on his right foot. Now the left shot blocked by Armstrong, but right to Rasmussen. West is playing like they've got that ball on the string. Keeps going back. Rick Davis, 7 for the West, 2 for the East. Great back field, Chase Kinsey. Dowler to the head from behind. It's an obvious foul as Allen pushed Rick Davis several feet back. So that's going to be the first foul in the East, already one on the West. 8:04 to the third. Outside he goes. Armstrong tries to get by on his right foot. He's in deep. A nice. Davis was setting up shot. He got free. Right now, touch on the floor. It'll give both teams a chance to talk about it. On that last Jungle, it gives the West that 5-goal lead once more.
It's the end of the prices of just metals, foreign currencies, and treasuries are affected by changes in world events such as weather, politics, military action, and inflation. You can speculate and trade in these commodities, futures and options contracts using leverage. For $1,000, you can control $50,000 of a commodity in the next 3 to 12 months. If you're an adult and have money to invest now, I invite you to call the 800 phone number for your investment.
A graphic posters on this man, Steve Jungle, the Tacoma Stars, 3 pages in their media guide, and the only award he's to win is an All-Star MVP. We talked with him yesterday at the luncheon about what it would take to win it here in Tacoma.
You know, the momentum of the game, and if first my shots comes, I think fans and me and it's playing in my field, Tacoma. And if I would say just everything is going well, and from the beginning of the game, I might have a chance to do it.
never had a chance there before he got his first goal. The West had 6, but he did get an assist on the Borja goal to start things off. He did get off to a very nice, as did they led 5-0. All played into the box. I tell you, maybe a vote for the MetLife players of the game, as well as our Budweiser most valuable players. Duran plays it back to Mike Dowler.
Well, a combination of Minnesota is out there. I guess a lot of the players from Dallas are out there now, but this Minnesota combination worked before. They can get back into it. They try 5.
To London with Victor there, and now Crowder Heinz Wirtz joins it. Byrne is out there to Marinaro in the corner. Played in toward the box at Jennifer Lawson. Byrne will keep it alive. Good ball to Heinz Wirtz on the right. 40-footer is blocked by Red. Wirtz will come back. Heinz Wirtz, 34-year-old from the Sting, broken up by Dan with help from Red. Brand knocked by Lawson to David Byrne. Turn over by Daryl Durant, and they both get up and shake hands over it. It's an obvious foul. It'll be the second foul on the West. On the left wing side, played over by broke. Played by Duran to Rundford, who broke up that last play. 7-2. The lead belongs to the West. Hold it. Cut top of the arc. Bad left foot. Ankle. Segota has done all right with it tonight and has seen a lot of playing time. His next game will be Friday night in Baltimore against to San Diego. Visits Baltimore, Maryland. Segota goes across to the right side to Rundford. Rundford picked up by Moreland. Durant can't leave it on a soft, but it's broken. Now it's Megan as the West change up here on the fly. Almost a wholesale change. Stankovic forced back by Batata. $2, 6 to go, third quarter. A 7-2 West lead. Long ball the other way. Up and back to Heinz Wirtz. He'll bring it over the line. Wirtz from 45 played box, and Stankovic there. Up Segota over the field again on the right by Clavijo. Segota tried to pass left and it was blocked. Mitchell to Clavijo in the corner. Go to right across. You wanted Mitchell. Here comes a late one by Clavijo. It was blocked out of play. Well, but anybody had a chance.
Yeah, as you see Clavijo and many of his San Diego teammates, that the tremendous advantage that West has. He played right into their. They able to get good combinations. They play the ball around. They stroke it about much more authoritative. Sure, they have a 5-goal lead, and it looks pretty easy at this point. Don't underestimate the importance of having all those players who know each other ever. And even Jungle, of course, has played for both of those teams, San Diego and Tacoma.
Jungle will have a start. Remind MISL week. Every Wednesday night, John Losa and Randy Hahn up the right side. Pato Marhetic at midfield. For Batata holding against Pato, top of the arc, cutting on Borja, left footer, and Chico block, and this danger up for Mitchell. Quickly, the West comes back in numbers. 3-on-2. Borja to the right. Chico Mitchell can't get it. Block. Saving by Desmond Armstrong, the second-year man from Cleveland.
Oh boy, the West looked as though they'd done everything. Drawing the goalkeeper out, playing to the right and setting up the chance, but they didn't finish it. Good save indeed by Armstrong. Here's Batata, who's had a quiet All-Star game, really. Hasn't done an awful lot.
Right now, right, you're Chicago not playing several their pass. Batata plays it out, and he was not hurt either. Out for Armstrong, blocked, deflected just Batata again, who led this thing and scored a year ago, and here comes the West again. 3-on-2, Stankovic in the middle, Mitchell left, right. Stankovic to Dale Mitchell, holding to Borja. Couldn't get it as he tried to let, and Borja get up. That could hurt the way he went down, but he's all right shaking it off as it's back by. The Wests look like they're playing with a bonus for a taking. It's played on the left side, and Dowler went down to try to stop that one.
Oh, Kinsey, a nice run as he came on off the bench, sneaking in that far side. They played it to him, but boy, doesn't get so far in the second half.
Davis 2-on-1, and Jungle sees him, but it's just blocked by Chinapu, and Richard Chinapu takes it the other way. Probably saying a Precchia one, but there was not much he could do with that. Chinapu got in a hurry, long past the other way. Chris White gets it off the boards and comes. There's no such thing as of the game. Clavio, they're going to entertain now. Not that they weren't entertaining when they scored 7 goals. Some of them were very flashy.
The Dallas defensive trio out there lost in Portland with Sobieski. Well, the Dallas team is watching, by the way. Dave and Buzz barred in Dallas. Can't be too happy with what they're seeing from the East so far.
I hope. Where'd you get that from? His long shoot is knocked away. Doc lost it on the far side. For Kinsey. Oh, save. Dowler with a beauty.
Dowler, just phenomenal. We saw Dowler early season in the MISL game of the week where he was in a losing cause on the road, but he was immense in that.
Someone game. That's the way they're going to play. It's over at this stage. The most significant at an all-star game. MIS playing for pride, playing for the honor of being an all-star. Everyone wants to be on a winning side as it's played up the left for Dan. And you know which side the fans are rooting for, the Western, obviously. Tacoma are playing in this game and doing well, Dowler being one of them. Well, Cleveland had on the right side. Here's a just wide. Oh, almost a hat trick.
Brecky wants a hat trick. He wants the MVP. It's pretty obvious.
Chris wide. Duran couldn't get the rebound. Now it's Rasmussen up against Savage. Rasmussen with good control, but then he lost it. Cannot mark Eric Rasmussen, so you'll always see support. Sometimes it's at Heinz Verts goes for Victor Ireland. 12 to go. 7-2 West lead. Up for David Byrne, and White gets that. Chris White gives it up to Duran. Daryl Duran plays it up for Brecky. Quick on Savage. Shakes free on the right. Batata right around him. Caught him flat-footed on the chains coming off, and now Brecky is and a fouls, and that'll be foul number 3 East. Brecky getting around Batata. A bomb from long range is wide, and will pick it up. Picked up by Hector Marinaro. Jungle on the right. Duran hits him. Chest pass there, deflected by Jungle on the trap. Knocked out to the far point, and now it's Batata. Heading into space was Marinaro. What a tackle by Brecky. All been delivered, but Brecky playing. This is Batata, the other. Going up against Duran. Step move against Darrell. Trying to play it back to the point for Armstrong by Segota. No give there as they collided. 1:23 to go in the third quarter, and it's a 7-2 lead. The division on top. Eric Rasmussen looking for more. Rasmussen has time. Chinapuna now played up. Side for and a foul on the west. Fourth. 4 fouls on each side. Back on a quick restart for Kevin replacing the injured Dennis Meppel. But trying to play it into the far post, knocked away by down by Armstrong for Richard. He comes over the line. He's got Batata. Free shot. He missed. The other way. May split the middle. Go speed. Chinapu. Right foot on the inside and came. That should have been a goal. What a move by Segura. Played up now for Dale Mitchell. Mitchell's going to leave it. Walk through. For a moment by Chinapu, but he's not done yet. Fernando. Right there, but how about the great Segota?
It was a super and he struck it so well under Marhetic. Let's anything at the far end.
Pato goes to the outside. Good pressure by Megson. It's a 7-2 lead. Right across for Craig Allen from Marhetic, and Pato did enough dribble. And people forgot Allen at 6 with 10 seconds left.
Yeah, well, Stankovic and Ronvad are each of them say, you're we'll take a look at it because he scores it up the boards. A very standard indoor goal, as you see him. Players, experienced players like Stankovic and Ronvad, victimized by a very good run by Craig Allen.
So Craig Allen will score the goal, but it's only the third one for the East. They're down 7-3.
If you don't need Gatorade this winter, maybe you just don't get
second career All-Star goal. He plays for the 7 goals in just 30, well over a goal a game. He's been healthy this year for the Force. Help. Force had a tremendous winning record when he was playing last year. When he was injured, they had a losing record. And as the Horns are only 10 seconds left when Allen scored his goal, his second in All-Star competition. 14:50 was the time of that goal. And if you're scoring with us at home, give the assist. Headache. 3/4 play. West leading at a score of 7-3 already with a couple of goals, and actually could have more in Segota just recently hitting it off the post. The West 4 with 1/4 to go.
This FNN News Break, a summary of the day's news and an update of tonight's foreign markets. Here is financial reporter Tom Kelbs.
Good evening. On Wall Street, stocks traded in a very narrow range today until retreat was sounded. Bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was off more than 14.5 points, was under 2,086. Overall, volume moderate at 150 million shares, and declining issues topped those advancing of 6 to 5. On the American exchange, stocks closed mixed, moderate trading. The market index was off 0.17, and the Nasdaq index was. In the bond market, bonds were moderately high. Corporate bonds mostly firmer. Over in Tokyo, Friday trading is under. Stocks open lower, but now have moved to the side. The Nikkei index is up a 5 points, and the U.S. dollar is trading. That's it from FNN, and now this.
In a world where every day brings greater wonder, one event stands triumphant: the Olympics. This February can share the one help our athletes achieve the goal of Olympic victory. Presenting the only official coins, Calgary 1988 Winter Games, Olympic competition captures sterling silver, with part of the proceeds helping to support sports 10 superbly gifted by the Royal Canadian. Order now and America. Call 1-800-472-6327. Receive a display case with the complete collection. Going $32. Call 1-800-472-6327 and share the wonder. Share the glory.
So the Bears welcomes you back, and we take you back to a special time 2 years ago in Chicago at the All-Star Game.
Tattoo will get there. Oh, it hops over him. Took a bad hop. Toes it ahead. Look at the speed. Clavio. The net is open. And wide. Jungle. Rebound. No chance there for one. Steve Jungle gets his second goal. That just about.
And it did just, but as the West won at 5-3. Thank you, Budweiser, for that proud moment in All-Star history. And speaking of All-Star history, let's take a look at the Budweiser Most Valuable Players. Probably won it in 1980. Brooks in 81. Tony Glavine. The Steamers had in 82. Stan Stamenkovich began a run. He won it 3. In 84. Won it in 85. He won it. Segota in 86 and Kevy in 87. And as for potential ones, how about Preki here?
Preki is the leading candidate. He got 2 of the critical early goals. Admittedly, this one was a bad ball from Vaccaro, but certainly finishing it with great dispatch, carrying it in the box by Preki. Some shots that have whistled off the post, and his dribbles and his pass ability. 2 cracker jacks in the third quarter, just brilliant through the defense. And I think got to be a leading contender. But there have been other good players. Clavio has been strong. Kevin Crow's had a good game. Jungle has in with a goal and strong in parts. Very, very talented West team. Looking for maybe a player of the game from each side. Going to be a little harder in addition to the player, because Eastern players just really have not had the evening. And I would guess Byrne or Marinaro got to be a couple of weeks on.
Might be a hard vote too, because you got to go back to really where the game was won. If the West wins this, you've got to look at who did and Preki, in my viewpoint, had the one goal at 2:50, at 7:45, gave 3-0 lead, and he had 2 of those 3 goals. And he's made 2 other plays defensively as well. So I'm going to cast my ballot now. He gets things changed, but I think if somebody were to score 4 goals in the 4th quarter, I mean, do you give it to him, or do you think back later on?
I agree with you. I think
what does that mean? The attendance
was here now and again, but I don't agree on that one.
The attendance 7,251. Second, Cleveland 17,863 in 1985. Dallas has the opportunity to host the All-Star Game, the 10th, and then the year after it goes to San Diego. So I think the weather's going to be very key to us the next couple of those All-Star games. All played on the right side as the 4th quarter is underway. Needs really behind. They're 4 goals down. Allen almost shakes from Michigan. Of course, if the East really gamble at some stage, if they get closer, remember they go with that 6th attacker, and they've got one, and the Tacoma fans know about him. Smith, he led his team in a come from behind efforts last championship. Lead goal, and he almost walked in, but Verts made probably a goal save.
Sure did, and Heinz somebody should commend too in general for his play tonight. He's had very defensive work, and he's really worked very hard at the other.
Off the boards, Verts was trying to find Kinsey.
Yeah.
Now it's into space for Crow. He's got Jungle as well, ex-teammates with San Diego. Jungle, what a nice visual. Up front. And now, showtime again for the West. Ball by Davis. Now to Rundved line behind him. Rundved chased back by Sander to the zone, and now it's Kevin Crow. West shooting the East 26-17 after 3.
Off, and Preki comes on. Break for a defense.
Yeah, you're really losing a lot, aren't you? That's a big defender in an All-Star game. They had taken waves, and they just never seemed to be coming. That time trying to find Rundved. Instead, Hoskeby almost took it away. There's Preki again. Left side, now it's Chris White. Intercepted by Hoskeby. Giveaway, Kinsey finds Hoskeby off his coming in. What a shot from Armstrong, it off the top of the cross. East over the for Hoskeby. Kai Hoskeby is fouled. Chris Reese Kinsey on quick turn to David Byrne. Now to Hoskeby on his right, deflected in. He was looking to pass for Kinsey. Now Byrne, a couple of goals in 27 seconds for Hoskeby. For David Byrne, Tyler turns, fakes the shot. Now it up. Kinsey was looking to pass, and White is there. Midfield. Going back to Hoskeby, picked up by Durant. Across, Morrow, bullet too high off the glass. Morrow comes to win it against Preki to Armstrong. Armstrong knocks it ahead for David Byrne. Now for Desmond Armstrong to Byrne into the arc. Marinara gets the turn, but he didn't have to slow him down from behind, but dangerous in the box. Preki at midfield, Byrne plays it up to 3-2, but now the East back to defend, and off the board, so will stop it, almost lost it.
Move by Victor, though, coming back and intercepting that off the boards. Sobieski able to gather it. Moreland, of course, with Sobieski on the same team as Dallas.
From goal because he sees knocks it in. It's picked off. Quick shot by White. Moreland's there. Rasmussen almost took it away. Knocked the head back into the neutral zone. Stankovic from the wings over the line for Chris White. White holding it. Now Segota. Bad ankle. A gallant effort for Segota. Right side boards. Stankovic. Side near the point. Back by Morrow. 11:26 to go. 4th quarter. And it's 7-8 for the West. All back to the feet of Dowler. He gets rid of it for Stankovic. Long ball headed by Segota. He tried to keep it in play, but it just went out. So with 11:16 to go and 17,000 on hand, pleasing their fans. They lead 7-3.
Superstar, selling author, fitness pioneer, Gail Olinikova. Her is a sports her on fitness, health, and energy motivational classics. Starting March 16th at 10 p.m. Eastern, Gail brings her to you on Ole Nicole Sports and Fitness Journal.
Call in and speak directly with the champions of as they share their superstar secrets. Hear all the new Covis Sports and Wednesdays on FNN Score.
Reminder, Wednesday night here on FNN Score, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time is the MISL Weekly Show, hosted by Rand and John Losing. We told you earlier, coming up next year, the All-Star Game in Dallas, Texas, and then after that in San Diego. Western Division standing the all-standing lead, and look at how far Utah has come. At one point, maybe 5 weeks ago, they were in last place, but St. Louis is there right now. Over in the East, Minnesota in a dogfight. Chicago surprisingly in third. They've had some injury problems. Dallas, of course, without Tattoo, but still in the thick of things for a playoff spot. And Baltimore, surprisingly in the basement, and they've got a game with San Diego Friday night in Baltimore. Batata it out. The doctor, Austin shooting it wide. Dowler came out just on that one. Didn't want to there for Marinaro.
Yeah, only one penalty in this game, by the way. Carl in the period when he handled the ball outside the area. Otherwise, it's been penalty-free, which is not uncommon, of course, in All-Star games. There's also only one.
Marhetic will take it back the other way, and at this level, there's not a lot of fun either. I mean, a couple times so four, but right now it's one on the west, none on the east. Marhetic is free, leaves it off on the left side for Batata. Batata takes two players with him to the arc, and then broken up. Here comes the West again. That seems to be a repeat performance. Pagoda holding it. Pass, and Stankovic trying to find the open man in front. Chinapu the other way. Picks him up. Chinapu getting it back in midfield. Now Batata. Batata over the line. Looks for help. Now takes it swing boards it. Clavillo takes second West foul. None on the east as Batata gets set to put it in play. Now more line. That's a little wasn't it?
That was very sneaky, Victor. He almost put it in the corner there.
No, he's wearing it instead of green. He can still be sneaky. Batata holding it. Taken down again by Clavillo. Second straight takedown. Third West. Still none for the East. Here's Pato against Clavillo, trying to lift it, but Crows that. Batata. Borja. Side it comes. Lawson. Now Batata. Play to the boards. Kevin Smith. 9:28 to go. Game. It's 7-3. Western Division lead. Looking to get some revenge after last East. Come right back and take certain defeat victory. Foul will give it. And now they're in foul trouble with four. Borja coming the other way. Leave it off. And now it's getting it back. Lawson leaves for Mark. Mitchell almost stops that. Pato will get it again. 1 year with Kansas City after indoors with Chicago in the MISL. Back comes Chico Borja line. He's got Mitchell right. Cross Borja. A collision there. How that ball doesn't go in remain a mystery. That one looked like offensive. It carried through, but Sobieski held the fort with some help. Here's Smith finding Marhetic on his left foot. Back right, just missed. There's Lawson shooting two. But Pato with some great foot skills. He'll try again. Try to pass for instead by Rick Davis. And the West in a command 7-3 lead. Up for Jean. It's going to be 3-on-1. Change late. Right side. Now 3-on-2. Good hustle back. Played off. Finds Wirtz. May have saved a goal there with so many players coming forward. Marhetic went off the change, and it's 3-on-2. It was quickly a 3-on-1.
Well, it was a great behind. About to be victimized by players in the game, and he still managed to stay cool, hold it, and toe out, brought it away. So play by Heinz Wirtz indeed. And as I said, see of Heinz Wirtz this evening, I'm impressed by his all-around performance. I think it's crazy defender getting our praise in a game where they're down 4, but nonetheless.
Tomorrow night at Baltimore should be a good one. p.m. Eastern time. Baltimore to get back to previous winning. We'll see what Kemper has up his sleeve when the San Diego Sockers were the best come to 10. It's Friday night. And a foul is going to be called on the West. Make that. So we may see the East power play come out.
Well,
with 7:50 to go.
So the odds are pretty strong for a power play.
Actually, if they get the power play with so much, maybe they'll just pick the best to go out and have to draw one. Kinsey, top of the arc, lays it off side. Quick shot. Huskabee save, and Allen for that rebound, but Dowler cleared it enough away. Pierce tried to lead for Jungle, but it was broken up. And back there with Preki. Hargrave, it's Preki, but Preki slips by. Over the field line comes Preki. On Preki, holding it. People stand when Preki's got the ball inside. You notice that? An entire couple of sections road. Ball played back now. Down 7-5 left in the game, and it's all West with a 7-3 lead. Ahead for Huskabee. Line he comes, right side. Desmond Armstrong is Cleveland force. A couple of nice moves, but knocks it away. They wanted to isolate Rasmussen there. On one, that could have been a dandy. Savage from the field.
There's Huskabee on the ball. I say I'm a little disappointed in Kai Huskabee tonight. I don't think he really a great deal there. Obviously, it's not all his fault, but there's not been a great deal of his playing. Now watch him one.
Yeah, here we go. He must have heard. We have a mic foul called on the ball call on the West, and that'll be the 6th foul. We will see an Eastern power play coming up as the West gets to talk things over. The East will send out a power play they could have to do when we come.
The shredded wheat nutrition in Kellogg's Mini helps me win the race. The kid in me thinks the tasty side takes first place.
The data shows the shredded wheat is very good for me. The kid finds the frosted side a delicious discovery.
Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheats. Shredded wheat nutrition you want as a grown-up. Just won't give up.
The new Mini Wheat deserves a spotlight, but the kid in me thinks the delicious thing is really out of sight.
Well, the kind of man that likes to do things way. And you when you get through. Ooh, and I feel that in your head. 'Cause you're bad, and this but you. I do. But for you.
Back to Tacoma. Let's take a look at action in the MIL San Diego at Baltimore. As we told you, that's our game of the week. Dallas is at Minnesota. At St. Louis. City is at Wichita, and Chicago is playing at Tacoma. Well, the East trailing here by the score of 7-3. Some tricks up their sleeves earlier.
Well, Batata looks like he's about to take this one. Takes his time, and everybody's very relaxed. And all of a sudden, Victor, let me try it. And he whacks it by Clavillo, who's not really watching, and it just came off the post there. That's very all these sorts of little gimmicks, because in a smaller like this, everything looks so visible, everything looks so close to you that you can be deceived into thinking there's more time.
Did you see Clavillo look back at the goalkeeper?
Yes,
That's when more.
Yeah, exactly. There isn't that kind of time. You got to take advantage of every little turn of. As see Preki going into the bench, that's really, you only have a couple of seconds to do something because the player is so skillful for a handball. Incidentally, Vaccaro applies for a handball, so one in the first period, one in the fourth. Now we'll see if the East can glory here that they've missed out on so far tonight.
That handball resulted on. So here's the power play. Top power play scores, incidentally, in the MI play for the division side. Didn't make this team do play for the West, including Gary Hill, who leads the league. Out to Chinapu, right side. Played in off a deflection, and what a dollar save that was. Still the big West with 4 goals, but the East with an opportunity if they are going to come back or make a game out of it now, or a now. Might be the best way to put it. If they score a goal, maybe they'll go with attacker. 5:48 in the game. David Byrne with a goal, almost a third. Dowler with a beauty. Charged up in front of the home fans.
Yeah, he sure is. If he made another great
robbed that time. It's out to Byrne. Side. Haskavy out to Chinapoo. Right-sided catch. David Byrne, who could have had three. A shot wide. Haskavy settling it. Number 2. He's trying to play it across. It was blocked. Crow knocks it out of the zone. Game 42 seconds. Serving it. And if the East doesn't score here, they'll have to watch Preki in the box. Chance the other. Here's a steal. Rundved slides it between the legs of Byrne. And then Rundved goes down and picks up the foul. That's only the first foul on the East. 56 left in the game.
I was about to say that has had a quiet minutes, I guess, maybe not just in the box, but in the last quarter. Maybe you could say that indeed candidate for the Budweiser MVP. It's, you can give it to a goalkeeper who's just half the game, but he's been spectacular in that. Just superb.
Yeah, I think you can give it to play the game, but my question is on the criteria in what you're looking at, still coming 4 or 5 goals. Yeah. He's been spectacular. Haskavy over the line. Byrne broken up. Byrne is blocked. I guess I'm using my normal criteria for a regular season game, and I got to think so far. Here's and Preki is over the line, right wing, and the open too high. Preki with a great chip to make it 3 as the penalty had expired. Nice killing it thanks to Dowler. With Jungle played across, and Segota just the timing right there, but Preki did give it up to Segota. Victor Morley away. He's got Patata open to the right. Finds him. Settling it. Back on the right. Chinapoo trying to pass it off the boards for Marinat. Deep top of the box. Shot went too high. Picked up by Chinapoo. To the left foot, a bomb, and that one. Chinapoo got the shot he wanted. Couldn't get it home. Right side. It's been all easy for the last few minutes. Mike Dowler that's been the hero. Look at those shots on goal. The East with 8. West with nothing. Those hit goal posts, of course, don't count on the West side. They've had a couple. Well, without Dowler, there could be a few goals here, but it's a 7-3 West. Across, and Armstrong just. Patata. If the East was putting on this much pressure, they've fallen behind by 5 goals. The goalkeeping was. At least they would have had possession of the ball more. Here's Vert's a long shot, and that's front.
I think Marinaro got in the way of that one.
Victor give it up now to Desmond Armstrong. Beats Rasmussen. Now tries to beat Maryland back, but a good recovery makes it. Dowler. 2:54 to go. Fourth quarter. And the lead right now is 7-3 for the West. Sobieski will catch that one. That's Victor. Back. Patata over the line. Patata trying to find Heinz Verts.
Legs of Chris White. Oh, there's a tough call there. It's Doc Lawson goes for what must be the 803rd time in his career. After 10 years.
Oh, the East has called a timeout. 2:34 to go. They'll come back to the 6th attacker. We'll wait and see. 7-8.
Looking for something. You've seen it all. Oh, wait a second. To the question, Joe. Know all the answers. Now, does Ted Turner program? Well, you just might for America's technologically advanced game show, Timeout for Trivia. Only Timeout for Trivia lets you at home be the guest to win valuable prizes. Sports trivia at its best. Join me, Tom Donahoe, the Timeout for Trivia on F.
Wow, Dowler certainly himself brilliant in this game. Comes through, you'll see him make a great save as he had reacted to his left. The ball spun off to his right, and he had to twist in midair and just claw it away. Now that man Dowler has been tremendously impressive in the second half. You know, he's a pro. This guy, lots of real pros in the league. Doesn't say much, but he is just a constant professional. He carries a tremendous level of performance, has great pride in his play. 110% all the time, and you're seeing it here.
David Byrne is going to be sixth attacker. Jordan Jago doesn't care in a regular season game if he loses 8-3, 9-3. He wants to entertain better than 17-51, and David Byrne will try to make it exciting for the final 2-4. Jennifer will be putting play from the red line the west. She's on with Byrne, Batata, Marhetic, Craig Allen, Otto Marhetic. A lot of power. Oh, I'm sorry, and Kai Haskevy. I think I said Marhetic's name twice. Marhetic in front. Batata holding, shooting it, and Dowler again. Fall for that. Batata plays it in for Allen. Gets there, Batata again. It's blocked by Jungle. Up for Segota. Gets free. Segota, Preki, and Jungle. Jungle outside the box. Shot blocked by David Byrne. Jungle will get it. Fans on the kick. Hedrick will take it before. Right up for Haskevy. Would like to be David. Segota, Preki, and Jungle after you. That's like a bad dream. Haskevy shot off the foot. Dowler, and Haskevy tries that one well, but again Dowler in the corner, and it's played back. Dowler lost it. Scored by Haskevy. They wave it off. A dangerous play. Dangerous play. I thought they were going to whistle that down.
Well, Kai Haskevy has really, in the last few minutes, he's shown a lot more than he has in the previous 55.
Go coming the other way. Spurn back. Jungle taken down in the box. Crowd wanting something there. Get it. And back the way comes Craig Allen. For Marhetic, back for Allen. Wanted his second goal, but close. Now the other way with a couple of goals against Byrne. He wants a hat trick and he gets it. Well, that's what the fans wanted as well. Short. He makes it 8-3. It's academic, actually. Maybe it was earlier in this game. The West took a 5-0 lead. We had everything in the game with some spectacular goals, a great crowd, but not the kind of competition that had the last game. Closeness of the game.
4 goals early on, and the 5 goal out in the first and 8 minutes of the second quarter. Did much to the competitiveness of the game. Now it's at 8-3, so they're really not been able to catch up very much. Just played even 3-3 since it was at 5. But here's Preki going all the way in for his hat trick, and this may, in fact, MVP. But I think is my candidate at this end, MetLife Player of the Game.
I agree.
Talk about Byrne. I'm still thinking more and more about Byrne, who I think has had an awfully good game, despite the fact he's a defender. This will go in.
Chinipo almost went in. They went in the zone. Hopefully he's not hurt as he collided with Jungle. Preki's goal is since the 1985 All-Star. Preki's goal gives Clemente the assist. And up the left wing, David Byrne will come back line. Byrne shooting it, and he just missed. His goal was beaten for a few times. It didn't go in. With 44 seconds up to Byrne. Shot went wide. An arrow was blocked. And now it's Rudbed leading for Borja, and Chinipo's back to get it. Off the boards, off Chris White. Long from down. Look at Jungle waiting for it. He's got Borja. Gave it up to Chico. Back for Jungle. He scored. That was easy. 9-3, the West. Jungle and Borja were just playing games. And the only thing that does is add one record book as if it catch him his 13th star goal.
Yeah, well, we saw him get the highlight of the Chicago game that you showed a few minutes ago. That was about. We saw him get a fourth period goal, and this time just gives it over to. Why not give it to the Lord of all indoors?
Time of the goal, 14:34. If you're wondering how leading goaler MVP or is the MetLife game, not necessarily MVP. I think Dallas had a great performance. I think if you're looking at a most valuable player, I think the game was won quite honestly in the first quarter play. Haskevy now on the left side. Taking it back now for Kevin Smith. 18 seconds. It goes to the left wing for Craig Allen. Allen for Haskevy. I'm running 5 seconds. 4. shot blocked by Davis. Segota will get there's the long line. The horn sounded before that one went in. No goal. No goal. But the West had enough, Seamus, to win this one. They didn't need any more. It was 9-3. 14-34. The last was 13th of the year from Chico. It's a great team game for the East. However, there are a lot of individual performances in the crowd very happy with it naturally. The West won, and the balloons start to fly down from the roof of the Tacoma Dome. We may have an MISL record for most balloons unleashed in one indoor arena.